Hello everyone and welcome to another real estate video. This is Javier Vidana, the real estate YouTube guy in Phoenix, Arizona, helping you accomplish your home goals. I just was recently hired by a friend's mom a few months ago to help them sell their home. And after about 3 months of really trying and getting the ball going, I was let go. Well, not let go, but my contract was renewed. Now, don't get me wrong, it does hurt saying it out loud, even talking to you guys about it, because any kind of failure, regardless of whose fault it is, hurts to admit. But what I am going to do though is I'm going to turn this into a moment of education for you guys. Let's talk about home values and what makes a home sell, and more importantly, what doesn't make a home sell. This video is important if you're buying a home or selling a home, because if you're buying a home, you need to know what causes the value of the home, what causes it to sell so fast, what causes it to not to sell. Likewise, if you're selling a home, it's important to know these mistakes before you actually get the process of doing it. There's really three main components that sells a home, and we're gonna talk about it, but there's one really important component that really overshadows the rest of them. And if that one is good enough, it doesn't matter how the other two are. But if that one's bad enough, it's also the same case situation. It doesn't matter how great the other two are. The first main component is going to be the marketing. Now, I might get some flack from my fellow realtors and lenders out there in the business space, but really, let me boil it down to how it really is. Nowadays, realtors, they input your listing on the multiple listing service, and it does all the work for us. It puts it on Zillow, it puts it on Realtor, it puts it on Redfin, on Trulia. It syndicates to every single website with what's called an IDX. Your realtor is not manually putting each listing into each individual thing. Now, of course, there's realtors out there that do open houses, they do mailers, they do flyers, and they pay for their own ads on social media. But sometimes I really doubt the efficiency of that, because most of the times, the people that buy your house are people that are already looking for a home, and they're looking on these online platforms, or they have a realtor who's sending them houses from their portal that they've already set up, which, by the way, most people do open houses because realtors are trying to get new business, so they're trying to get already enabled buyers to come into the door so they can get their name and email and contact them. That's what I used to do before my YouTube days, so trust me. Yes, once in a while you'll sell the house, but more often than not, it's a marketing ploy for business for realtors. When I say marketing, is how well your house shows when someone finds it. It needs to make them stop going, because they're looking at a list of houses, they're swiping up or down. It needs to make them stop and click your house so they look at more photos. And once they start looking at more photos, the photos need to be appealing enough to the point where they're actually get interested. And it's the essential first part of getting the people's attention. The first part of this marketing thing is really simple. It's hire a professional photographer. And guys, it's not complicated. There's plenty of photography companies that assist realtors in taking nice professional photographs of their houses. And it's like maybe $150 to $250 depending on what package you choose. It's really a no-brainer. Any realtor you hire should at least have bare minimum the quality pictures. And any houses you look at should at least bare minimum have quality photos. This is not nothing fancy or new. This shouldn't be part of a listing presentation. It simply is what it is. And if you see a house that for some reason has photos that were taken by their razor from the late 2000s, then that's just not going to work. And marketing wise, it doesn't catch people's attention. They're going to keep going. Now, the second one we're going to talk about is presentation. Now, let's say your marketing is perfect and you have beautiful photos of your property, and they actually go and they schedule a showing, then you're at least in the ball game here, right? They're actually going and going to physically look at your house. So what do I mean by presentation? Well, there's two factors here. It's the availability of when they can look at your house and the way they feel when they walk through it. I've seen some houses that have been on the market for like 150, 200 plus days, and they're beautiful houses. They have wonderful pictures. They seem to have everything right about them. But then you look at the availability and it's like, can only show Monday from 11 a.m. to 11:15 a.m. I don't know, I'm exaggerating, but you get the point. But at the same time, there's been a lot of vacant houses that you can go show anytime that take forever to sell. Well, that's the second part of this, is the presentation of how people feel when they pull up to the house and they walk in. Or in other words, people call it the curb appeal, people call it the first impression, whatever you want to call this term, I don't care. But this is what I've learned in my experience, okay? As soon as you start pulling up to the property, you're either starting to count wins or losses in your head. And if that first impression is not good, you're gonna start counting more negative things. If the first impression is good and you like the neighborhood, or you like the grass, you like something nice about it, as you walk through the house, you're more likely to start liking more things. And things start adding up. Oh, this is in the school district we want to be. You walk in, oh, this has the nice plain tiles that we like. This has a decent kitchen. And when those things start piling up, the negatives kind of get washed away. Oh, the bathroom's kind of ugly, but we can remodel that. And when it's just everything seems to be right adding up, it kind of just piles up to the point where you like the house. Now, if the first impression is not good, let's say you pull up to the house and there's a gravestone in the front, and it's not Halloween season, so it shouldn't be out there. You're already like, oh, what's going on here? You walk in, your brain's already thinking natively. It takes something tremendous to adjust your shift, right? And it's happened before. I've seen it happen, but odds are most of the time it consistently keeps going. So if that first impression is negative, you start walking in, you're like, oh gosh, this flooring is kind of ugly. Oh, this kitchen needs work. When I say presentation, I'm talking about availability, and I'm talking about the way people feel when they walk through your house. What can you do for it to be presentable? Well, I always tell people, take down family photos, take down religious things, make it seem like it's a model home so people can walk in and start envisioning themselves. You want to give people positive impressions the first time they pull up to your house. Make sure the front yard's picked up, make sure there's some flowers up there. If they're dying, plant them, do brand new ones, go to Home Depot, spend $20, $30. Little things like that really add up to the people, and they add up, and next thing you know, they'll be making an offer depending on how great everything goes. So far we talked about two things. Number one is the marketing, or in other words, what makes people stop when they're scrolling to say, I want to schedule a showing to your property. Two is when they schedule the showing, how available you are to show the house, and secondly, or to be, if you will, how they feel when they look through the house as they walk through it. Well, the third one, we're going to talk about the main one. And this is the one, it doesn't matter how bad or great the other two situations are, this is going to be the main principal topic, and that is the price. You can have amazing pictures, beautiful, beautiful pictures. You can have people feel amazing as they walk through the house. You can have an orchestra playing and freaking chocolates and cookies and just an amazing experience, massages. But if the price isn't right, people aren't even going to schedule. The marketing could be great and they can make them stop while they're looking, but then they'll see that price, or they won't even ever see it because it's not even in their price range because you overpriced the house. So now it's not even in their scope. You'll miss out on it, or you just say that's way too expensive and move on. If they are crazy enough to still schedule an appointment, as they're ready to make an offer, they're saying, you know what? There's another house that's $20,000, $30, $30,000 cheaper, and I just don't think I want to make an offer. The price can be your greatest asset, and it can also be your greatest downfall. I'm serious here, guys. It doesn't matter how amazing you think your house is, how valuable, how many great memories the house has. Sometimes we have to look at the facts, look at the comparables, and see what the actual price of the house is. Now, a lot of times it's hard for sellers to understand this because they have an emotional attachment to the house. Their kids were raised here. I mean, shoot, my house, my babies pooped there for the first time. So it's added, just because of that, another $20,000 in value. But here's the situation, okay? Sometimes you think your house is gonna be the one that pushes the value forward to your neighborhood, but what pushes values forward to neighborhood isn't you overpricing your house and selling it at that price. It's you pricing it about the right amount of price, either at value or a little bit below, and it's selling above value because there's so much demand for that house and that neighborhood that it just pushes the value forward. You're not going to be the one to push the value forward. It's going to be the buyers of that house and the demand they have for your house that's going to push your value forward. So if you have the right combination of all three things, the marketing is right, the presentation and availability is right, and the price is right, either on track or a little bit under, your house is going to sell quickly and probably for more money. If you have all the above, but the price is too high, you're going to be on the market for a while. And what will happen probably is you have to reduce your price and reduce it. And once it gets to the point where it gets somebody's attention, there's going to be a high days on market on it. And they're going to try to get a deal on your house. And now you're probably going to lose out on potential money. So for buyers, next time you see a house and it looks really great and it shows really well and the price is right, and your agent's telling you, hey, there's a lot of offers on this one, believe them, because the seller did everything right and it's probably going to sell right away. For sellers, if you're thinking about selling, Of course, try to hire someone that's going to do the bare minimum and have great photos and have great marketing and have the great, just kind of being able to show you how to stage the house and what things to take down. And of course, you have to listen to them. But make sure that try to get any emotional attachments out of the situation and price it accordingly. Whatever value you think it's worth, knock out another 5 or 10 grand, and that's probably the price you want to list it at. So anyways, guys, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate your time. If this is the first time you're watching the channel, welcome. We make weekly real estate education videos. It would really help me if you like and subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. And if you're in the Phoenix, Arizona area and you want me to help you find your home, if you are more aggressive, feel free to contact me. My contact information is below. However, if you just want to start passively looking for some houses, I actually have an app to help you look for houses. That information you type in there, it goes to me directly. It's not like the other websites that sell your info. So feel free to check it out. The link is below as well. And of course, guys, for anyone who has any questions, you can use me. You can go to my Instagram and DM me, leave a comment below, email me. You guys know what to do. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate your time, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day.